I'm 33M, own a custom motorcycle restoration shop specializing in vintage Harleys and rare European bikes. We work on stuff like 1970s, Triumphs, and 1950s panheads. Not your typical garage. Not huge money, but steady income doing work I genuinely love. Been dating Jessica, 29F, for 15 months after meeting at a coffee shop. Hit it off immediately. She seemed interested when I told her about my business, asked questions about the restoration process, even came by the shop a few times to see projects. Her family's different story. Upper middle class, both parents CPAs, very focused on professional careers and traditional success. Her mom, Linda, was polite but cool from day one, always asking about my business plan and if I was considering expanding into other areas. Never quite rude, but clearly not thrilled about her daughter dating a mechanic. Sunday dinners at their place became routine after about month 6. Linda would cook elaborate meals, her dad Tom would talk investments. I actually enjoyed it despite Linda's subtle disapproval. Good food, Tom's interesting to talk with, and Jessica seemed happy having me there. Last Sunday started normal. Jessica and I went over around 2 p.m. Linda made her usual spread. We're all sitting around after eating when around 4 p.m. Jessica gets a FaceTime call from her college roommate Sarah, who moved to Portland. "Oh my God, Sarah, I haven't talked to you in forever." Jessica takes the call to the living room while Tom and I clear dishes. I can hear them catching up, laughing about mutual friends. "Mom, come here. Sarah wants to say hi to you, too." Linda goes to the living room. I finish loading the dishwasher and head that way to grab my jacket from the coat closet. That's when I hear it. Sarah must have asked about me because Jessica's voice drops, but not enough. "Oh, him? He's sweet, but don't worry, Mom. I'm just having fun. I'd never actually marry a mechanic." Linda's voice. "Well, good. I was starting to worry you were getting serious. Please, can you imagine bringing a grease monkey to my company events? I mean, he's fine for now, but I'm not stupid." I'm standing in the hallway behind the living room entrance. Jessica's sitting on the couch facing away from me. Linda's in the chair at an angle where she can't see me either. My brain just went quiet. Not anger, just this weird clarity, like puzzle pieces clicking into place. I walked back to the kitchen, told Tom I had to head out early for a work thing, and quietly left through the back door. Got in my truck and drove home. Spent Sunday evening just thinking. Not hurt exactly, more like finally understanding the real situation. Jessica had been playing house with me for over a year while planning my eventual replacement. All those family dinners, meeting her friends, talking about maybe taking a trip together. Just temporary entertainment while she waited for Mr. Right to show up. Monday morning, I'm at the shop early, working on a 1972 Sportster engine rebuild. Good for keeping hands busy while processing. Jessica texts around 10 a.m. "Hey babe, you left early yesterday. Everything okay?" "Yeah, all good." "Want to grab dinner tonight?" "Can't, working late on the Sportster." "Tomorrow then?" "This restoration's going to keep me busy for a while." She doesn't push it, probably relieved to have some space from her charity case. By Wednesday, I start quietly removing my stuff from Jessica's apartment. Basic tools I kept there for emergencies. Socket set, multimeter, jumper cables. Things I'd brought over during 15 months of fixing her car problems and helping with moves. Thursday, I update my emergency contact information at the bank and insurance company. Had listed Jessica a few months back when she offered after I mentioned not having family nearby. Friday morning, Linda calls me. First time she's ever called directly. "Mike, hi. Jessica mentioned you two had some kind of disagreement. What happened?" "Interesting. Jessica told her we fought, but didn't say what about." "No disagreement, Linda. Everything's fine." "Well, good. We missed you at dinner Sunday. You're coming this weekend, right?" "Actually, I'm going to be tied up with work for the foreseeable future." "What? Why? Did we do something wrong?" "Nothing wrong, Linda. I just realized Sunday dinners aren't really working for my schedule anymore." I hang up before she can ask more questions. Jessica shows up at my shop Friday afternoon while I'm reassembling the Sportster engine. "Mike, we need to talk." "About what?" "About whatever's been going on with you. My mom said you're not coming to dinner anymore. Are you ending things?" "Just been thinking about what we both want long term." "What do you mean?" I wiped my hands and looked at her standing there in her business outfit, looking annoyed that I'm disrupting her routine. "I mean, whether we're actually compatible for the long haul." "Of course we are. We've been together over a year." "Have we been together? Or have you been keeping me around temporarily?" Her face changes. "Mike, I don't know what you think." "I know exactly what I think." Jessica, I heard what you said to your mom on Sunday. She goes pale. That wasn't, I didn't mean it how it sounded. How did you mean it then? I was just, my mom's been asking about our future and I was trying to buy time. By telling her you'd never marry a mechanic and calling me a grease monkey? I was just managing her expectations. I wasn't thinking clearly. You were thinking very clearly. You were being honest about how you see me and my career. That's not true. It's completely true. And that's fine, Jessica. You're allowed to want what you want. But I'm not interested in being your temporary entertainment. Mike, please. We're done. Take care of yourself. She left crying. Spent the weekend texting apologies and explanations. I didn't respond. Linda called again Sunday, and when I told her exactly what I'd heard, there was long silence. She said she remembered the call now and thought Jessica was speaking hypothetically. I explained Jessica was talking about me, to her, and that's why I won't be coming to dinner anymore. Jessica showed up at my apartment Sunday evening begging me to listen. I told her to find herself a nice accountant, someone her mom would approve of. Been 4 days since then. She's left notes, flowers, tried coming to the shop. Her friends are messaging me about being stubborn and unforgiving. But this wasn't a momentary mistake. This was her real opinion about me and my work, said when she thought I couldn't hear it. Update 1. 1 week later, Jessica's damage control campaign has been predictable. She's telling everyone I misunderstood and I'm being unreasonable. Her friend Chloe came to guilt trip me about destroying a good relationship over nothing. I reminded her Jessica called me a grease monkey and said she'd be embarrassed to bring me to work events. Linda called Tuesday to apologize. She'd had a long talk with Jessica, who tried blaming the comments on parental pressure. Linda said that was nonsense. She'd never pressured Jessica to find someone more professional. Linda had researched motorcycle restoration and realized she'd been judging based on assumptions. She even invited me to Sunday dinner without Jessica. Wednesday, Jessica escalated, showing up with Linda. Jessica tried the family pressure excuse again, but Linda shut it down, confirming she'd never told Jessica not to date mechanics. The dynamic shifted right there. Linda was seeing her daughter's character clearly. Friday brought Jessica's most desperate move, showing up at my shop with a ring box, proposing to prove she was serious. I asked which version was real, the one who said she'd never marry a mechanic 2 weeks ago, or the one proposing to one today. She left with the ring, crying. Final update. 1 month later, went to Linda and Tom's for dinner without Jessica. It was comfortable, no underlying tension. Linda pulled me aside to respect how I handled the situation with no anger or vindictiveness. Getting that respect from her parents after breaking up with their daughter felt like validation. Jessica made one final attempt, offering to invest in my shop to make things right. I told her she couldn't buy respect for my work after spending 15 months pretending to have it. The family dynamic shifted completely. When Jessica tried playing sufferer at family gatherings, Linda shut it down. Jessica said what she said and meant it. Mike has every right to end things. Tom's been referring clients to me, calling me a skilled craftsman his daughter never appreciated. Shop's doing well with new restoration projects. I'm seeing someone new, Sarah, a nurse who rides her own restored Honda. When I told her what I do, she wanted to see my shop and hear about projects. No concern about status, just genuine interest in the work. Jessica texted last week, saying she heard I was dating someone new and hoped I was happy. I am happy, with someone who respects what I do instead of tolerating it temporarily. The revenge wasn't planned, just walking away and letting her own words speak for themselves. She wanted a placeholder boyfriend while searching for someone more suitable. Instead, she lost a solid relationship and damaged her standing with her own family. I restore vintage motorcycles for people who appreciate quality craftsmanship. Always have, always will. Jessica's opinion never changed that reality. It just showed she was never the right person to be part of my world.